Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Andrea and I have been selling on Etsy for 8 years. So this channel is where we talk about all things life as an Etsy seller and Etsy tutorials and growth for your shop and all of the things. So if that is what you are interested in, you are in the right place. Today specifically, I'm going to be talking to the people that are feeling overwhelmed building their Etsy shop. So it's definitely a feeling I can relate to, and I have kind of 3 things that I like to do whenever I am feeling overwhelmed with my Etsy shop. And so this video is for you if you are feeling overwhelmed. That is what we're going to talk about today. So first things first, I need you guys to know that you are totally not alone in any way. I definitely get overwhelmed so easily by my Etsy shop. I am married to someone who is a project manager, so his whole job is to manage projects really, really well. And I definitely have more of the creative brain where I have a billion ideas and I don't know how to make them all happen, which leads me to being overwhelmed. I've shared how I kind of organize my to-do list before, and that is good and it's helpful, but even still, a lot of times I get very overwhelmed, which is just funny compared to who my husband is, and he's very good at getting projects done and making sure that projects stay on top of them, and I am better at coming up with all the ideas in the world and not as good at not staying overwhelmed. I definitely get overwhelmed when I feel like I have a ton on my to-do list and I don't know how to tackle it. And so these 3 things have definitely helped me. They're 3 general principles. I can break into the nitty-gritty, but these 3 things definitely help me whenever I am feeling overwhelmed with my business and feeling like everything needs to get done right now. So the very first thing that I remind myself, or the very first thing that I do whenever I am feeling overwhelmed, especially if it's something that is happening in my shop, if I'm feeling overwhelmed, the very first thing that I do is work on my 5 most profitable listings first. So this can be applied a lot of different ways. If you're like, I just started, none of my listings are profitable, I will break that down. But basically, if you have listings that are very profitable or best sellers, focus on them first. Those are going to be your listings that you want to be basically perfect and optimized to no end. And so if you're watching, for example, a video about SEO and titles and tags, which I have a video like that on my channel. So say you were watching that video and you're thinking, holy crap, I have 45 listings. This is going to take me hours, which is what I did. It's why I put off SEO for so long in my business. And it is a fundamental thing. And I absolutely hate that I put it off for that long. Anyways, say you're watching a video like that and you're thinking, I don't even know where to start. Start with your 5 most profitable listings, your 5 best sellers, so that then you can at least have a chipping away point. 5 listings is so manageable. You can do that in a week easily. 1 day, 1 listing per day, and you can get that done. So start there. Start with your 5 most profitable, and then think about your next 5 most profitable, and then your next 5. Don't try and bite off your whole shop at one time. If you're thinking, okay, that's not a problem for me, I don't have that many listings or whatever, you can also apply this out to just the 5 most profitable ventures. So say that you are really finding a lot of success sending emails every Friday. Again, with ventures specifically, they're going to be a little bit bigger, and so you might want to focus on one, which brings me right into my second step, which we're going to talk about in a second. But basically, if your listings aren't a problem, try and focus on the things that are bringing you income. Like say Instagram is really, really popular for you, really bringing in a lot of revenue. Plan 5 posts that you know are going to perform well. Start with small tasks, a small amount of them, and focus on the most profitable in order to stay not overwhelmed, but still move the needle forward in your business. The second thing I remind myself of is that I do not need to tackle every job at one time. The saying, Rome wasn't built in a day, I'm not kidding you. I had that post-it noted, like taped onto my computer for like months because I would get so overwhelmed with feeling like I needed to tackle every single job at one time, and that is just not true. Rome was not built in a day. Everything is not as urgent as it feels, especially when you're feeling overwhelmed. Stuff feels really urgent. Like, I need to do SEO right now. I need to do email lists right now. I need to do Instagram right now, Facebook right now, TikTok, Etsy Explorer, all the things. Otherwise, my business is going to fail. And that is absolutely not true at all. You do not need to tackle all of these jobs at one time. So what I do in order to not lose my list of ideas, but also not be overwhelmed by my ideas, and this is something I learned from my husband, is I take out and list out all the ideas that I have, all the things that I have to do for my business, how much effort it takes, what it's going to cost me, and how much value it adds to my business. I assign each one a value, effort, and cost number basically. And then we try and take those three factors and rank what's coming next. And then everything else for like 3 projects at a time, say like email series, new listing, this or that. 3 projects at a time, and everything else gets put on what's called like the backlog. And the backlog is so that my ideas don't get lost. I can still do them, but these things that are in the to-do list right now are what are most important, and they're what I'm focusing on, so that when I sit down to work, I'm not overwhelmed by all the things I could be doing or even probably should be doing. I'm not sitting there thinking frozen like, oh my gosh, I have so much to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I know exactly what to do. And as I chip away at it, I can start adding the other projects that should be getting done but aren't getting done right now, and that is okay. So I guess my second tip is that you do not need to do everything at one time. List out everything all of your ideas that are overwhelming you, and then prioritize which ones are going to come first, work on those, and then keep moving stuff over from the backlog for your projects. The third tip is an easy one to follow, and it is so critically important. I literally can't even tell you. And also maybe it's a little bit oxymoronic that I'm saying it, because this is a YouTube video about Etsy. This is my job, is to educate Etsy sellers. But my third tip is that if you are feeling overwhelmed, stop Googling things. Stop looking things up. Stop looking at all of the things that you need to do. Don't look up the next SEO strategy. Do not look up a new Instagram strategy. All you're going to be doing is reminding yourself of all the things that you are not doing, and instead of working on what you should be working on and things that are actually getting done. So stop Googling things. I promise you, your SEO strategy as of right now is fine. If it needs to be tweaked, I guarantee you know that. If your Instagram strategy needs to be tweaked, I guarantee you know that, just for the time being. I'm not saying to stop learning. Obviously, this channel is all about learning about Etsy and how to get better sales on Etsy. So I would never condone to stop learning. However, I am a firm believer that sometimes there is a time and a place to put away the learning cap and put on the doing cap and start actually working on your business. I definitely find for myself that Googling things can get in the way of actually doing things. And so if you're in that space, I really do just want you to put away all the tutorials and just start chipping away at what you know. Nothing is permanent. You can always change something. Say your Instagram strategy is working good right now, and then later you find out that it's not going to work anymore. Change it later. Do not worry about it right now. Do not focus on finding new and more things to implement. Focus on actually getting the projects that you know need to get done now done. For a completely off the wall example, I find myself needing this reminder constantly for home projects. I love to do home projects. It's something that is so fun to me. I've mentioned it in this channel. I just love our home. I love doing home projects. And sometimes I get so overwhelmed by all the possibilities that we could be doing in our home that we don't actually do any of them because I'm so overwhelmed. I don't know what I want. And the reality is that I can change it later, and I don't need to be doing it right now. And we just need to start chipping away at the project that need to get done for the home, rather than thinking of all of the ways that all the places that I could add more pillows and wallpaper and all the things. So in those seasons, whenever I am doing that, what it looks like for me whenever I know that I need to be doing rather than learning, and this, I just give you this example because maybe you can relate to it with your business, because absolutely this happens to me with my business as well. Whenever I need to be doing instead of learning, I literally delete Pinterest off my phone. That way I'm not constantly seeing new ideas and new things and overwhelming myself with more, and I can focus on doing the work that needs to get done. Okay, so those are the 3 things that I remind myself of, or I guess the 3 tips I have, the 3 things I do whenever I'm feeling really overwhelmed by Etsy and all the possibilities it has. Logistically, this looks like Trello for me. I use a software called Trello to organize all of my ideas and thoughts and put deadlines on projects and notes about projects and all those sorts of things. It's basically what I use to organize my entire business, and so that is what I use for that if you're looking about what it looks like literally, like where is the to-do list at, not just like, I don't know, like ethereal. I don't know if that's the word, but basically if you're looking for what it looks like logistically in my business, I use Trello to organize all of my ideas. I have a task board and ideas board, and I use Trello to organize all of that. I really, really hope that this video was helpful. Like I said, you are absolutely not alone if you are feeling overwhelmed by your business. I know that it can be so overwhelming, and I definitely have those feelings too. So I really hope that this video was helpful as you tackle your Etsy journey. If you are looking to grow on Etsy or be inspired or learn about life as an Etsy seller, that is exactly what we talk about on this channel every single week, 2 videos a week. So make sure to subscribe. I really, really hope that this video was helpful if you're feeling overwhelmed, and thank you so much for watching.